Hey guys, how's it going? Drew?
Vortex, how you doing?
Awesome, Ruben.
Welcome.
Hey, today we're up here at Vortex, and you know, you guys, we did a little fishing a couple weeks ago and said, hey, if you ever get time, you got to check out our facility here. It is a state-of-the-art facility. So here we are today. So it looks pretty crazy around here as far as the amount of scopes and optics. Now, is this always open to the public right here? Any day of the week?
We have operating hours, typically 8 to 5 a.m. If you want to stop in, we'd be happy to give you a tour of the showroom, have you meet some of the people here at Vortex. But yeah, I mean, we have every product that we make on display, and so you see several hundred optics, whether it be binoculars, spotting scopes, rangefinders, or rifle scopes, and then of course full line of apparel, and we've got some of our warranty stories here too in our cabinets.
Well, that's awesome. So if somebody's looking at some optics and they want to come and test it, they can actually come here. I see it looks like you got several scopes all mounted up here, and you've got a lot of property out here to really to a good distance to look and check out and see how good the optics are.
Yeah, part of us moving from Middleton to our location here in Barneville was actually having the ability to have an access to this location, which is, there's several hundred yards of open, we've got fields and woods and big valleys, so it provides a really good opportunity to showcase some of our products. And like you said, Larry, we do have them all mounted to whether it be a rifle stock or an airsoft rifle that looks like an AR-15. You can shoulder the gun, you can take a look through the optic, you can get a really good feel for how it would actually be, whether you're a competition shooter or a hunter, military, law enforcement professional. And then you can do the same with our spotting scopes, binoculars, rangefinders. We've got tripods set up.
Wow. We will also, they will mount scopes for you guys if you ever bring in scope, needed it mounted for yourself, kids, family.
So hang on a second. So you're telling me, Drew, if I buy a Vortex scope, that I can bring it in here and have it mounted?
Yep, 100%. We'll take care of you. One of the guys will help you out and mount up the scope for you.
Wow, that's absolutely awesome. Well, that sounds good. Hey, I'd like to check out a few of these optics myself before we go any farther.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's
check them out.
Hey, Ruben, when I'm looking around here, it looks like you guys are really military supportive.
Yeah, Vortex is a veteran-owned, family-operated company. We feel very strongly about supporting both our military and law enforcement professionals, first responders. We realize the same as you do that we wouldn't have all these freedoms that we love to enjoy without them. And so one of the cool things about Vortex is we do have our military law enforcement sales division, and we also have a military and law enforcement discount for individual purchase.
Oh, no kidding.
So, anyone who is a professional in those areas, or if you have served, if you're retired, doesn't really matter. We'll take care of you with a very solid discount program. And then we also do direct sales to departments, agencies, units, whatever we can do. And some of the stuff you're seeing, these are all things that our customers have sent us.
Wow.
And so we take a lot of pride in displaying these because a lot of these things have very deep meaning. This one was flown in an Apache helicopter over Afghanistan. We've got them flown in gunships. And we've got our military law enforcement, and we call our Heroes Wall over here right behind us. This is badges from every branch of the military, as well as a blue line flag. And so these are things that, this is front and center here at Vortex. And we're very fortunate to have the support of a lot of those individuals. And we just feel very fortunate to be able to support them with product and service as well, the best that we can. So,
Kind of gives me goosebumps.
It's pretty exciting.
It does, yeah.
I didn't even see shakes.
Somebody brought their dog to work. Look at that. You know what the problem is? If Maddie was here, she'd be irritating everybody here. So now we're actually in where the scopes are being made. And Jeff, hey, how are you doing today?
Very good. Yes, thank you.
I can't believe when we walked in here that you actually start these scopes off with a solid piece of aluminum, right?
Yes, solid piece of 2 3/8 aluminum, 6061. And during the manufacturing process, we actually remove 92% of the weight in the machining process. This scope tube here is done in a two-step process. We have this machine over here that does all the internal bores and some of the external work. And then the machine over here does all the external work and does the holes and the milling and all the intricate work where the turrets go. and does the slot for your mag ring slot and all that stuff.
So how long does it actually take to make the body of the scope?
Yeah, very, very good question. The cycle time over on the first machine is about 11 and a half minutes. And on the second side here, it's about 11 minutes, 20 seconds, something like that. So once you get the first one run and you are running it over here, you can start this machine again. So it's about every 13 and a half minutes or 14 minutes, we're punching
You're putting out a new scope.
Yes, sir.
Holy cats.
You know, this one here is actually in process. You can see here, it has a little bit of a turn. It's got it drilled. So once it's done with this machine here, this is what it actually looks like. So you can see the resemblance there, and then you've got your two ends there. And then once it's done with this machine here, Brian will put the plug in the end, and then he actually loads it inside this machine here. And we actually have to protect the OD of the part because aluminum is very delicate and it scratches very easily, so we actually shim the part with paper during the manufacturing process so it's not too scratchy. You can hit the button. So what that'll actually do right now is it's going to come in, and you'll see the subspindle will actually come in, and it goes into the eyepiece end of the part. So it actually pushes into it and then comes off a little bit, and it's actually identifying for the subspindle where the end of that part is.
Okay.
And now it's going to come in here, and it's basically going to turn all the diameters and finish all the diameters, and then it's going to mill all these flats and do all the other work there.
And how many minutes is that going to take?
It's about 11 minutes and 20 seconds.
That's something. You guys actually make these parts here? All the parts for the scopes are made right here?
They're made right here, within 100 feet of where we're standing.
So I got to ask you this. When you look at how complex all this is, why would you make all your own parts right inside?
A lot of it had to do with the owners of the company and wanting to, you know, officially and be able to like say, we make this in America. These are made right here.
This is 100% a Vortex scope or optics, or 100% all parts, everything made right here in this plant.
The only thing we don't do here is the glass.
That's amazing.
Yep.
In here, this is the metrology lab. That's the science of measurement. So in here, we inspect all the parts that are machined, make sure they hold up to spec. Tightest tolerances are plus or minus 2 micron.
Holy cats. So you guys are kind of like what I would say scope doctors.
That's a good way to put it.
Right?
Yep. Here we have our CMM machines, and we program off of a CAD model. And the CAD model is a perfect representation of a perfect part. And then we check our parts and compare them to the CAD model to make sure they meet the print. That way, once they go out for anodizing, then assembly won't have any issues. That's the goal. So we have our scanning heads. It's not just touch point anymore. So it'll scan and take thousands of points as it goes.
So after seeing all this and experiencing everything here, I'm kind of wondering to myself, you guys go through a lot of processes to keep all these optics, the tolerances so tight. Why?
Well, a lot of law enforcement, military, a lot of people depend on our products, not just for recreation, but sometimes in that case, their lives.
I never even thought about that.
They trust our products to perform and not fall apart on them. We're not okay sending out anything less than perfect because we're trying to think about the end user, and in a lot of cases, those guys, it has to be right, especially for duty rifles and other optics that these guys use every day.
And I got to tell you something, I have to admit to it, a lot of this stuff is way over my skills for sure. But the thing that I have learned today going through Vortex is that everybody here takes a lot of pride in what they build.
Absolutely, yep. And it's everybody from the sales guys down to the manufacturing guys. We are absolutely all want to make the best we possibly can, and we're not okay with anything less.
So we've got two ranges here, 100 and a 50-yard indoor.
Okay.
100-yard ranges are kind of like seeing Bigfoot. There aren't many around, but it will always be, 70 degrees and 60% humidity in here. So the engineers and customer service folks can come down and use it in the middle of January. It's a very useful tool for the company so that product development, product testing all takes place in very controlled conditions. This is our 50-yard range. This one, as good as the 100-yard ranges, this one is even a next step up from that. So we've got 14 lanes here. All of those targets are controlled by computer, and so it just gives us so many options to do testing and training and all kinds of stuff. And then on the right side, we've got 4 basically booths. So
What a unique environment.
it
I'll tell
is,
you.
and
Wow.
the thing is, what we can do with lighting in this is incredible. Like we have police agencies come in that we train, and so what we can do is actually bring a squad car in. They can start doing vehicle contacts. All of us that work here, myself, Adrian, and Pete, are all former police officers. So I've got my firearms instructor certification for the state of Wisconsin, so we can actually train law enforcement agencies as part of what we do here. And again, because Dan Hamilton went above and beyond with this, it not only helps the employees but the communities as well, because now we can help the police officers that are protecting the communities be better at what they're doing.
I like to hear that.
Yeah, it's a big thing. It's a huge thing. So we're shooting .223 ammo out of these guns today.
That is so cool.
Hey,
All right,
Larry.
so what are we going to shoot next?
Well, I got something for you to do first.
Want me to grab another gun?
See all that brass on the ground?
Yeah. What's this?
Have at it.
Really?
You gotta push.
Push like this?
Yep.
Ruben, just so you know, I love the vacuum at home.
I like it.
So if you guys are ever looking for somebody just to do this, all right, let me know.
When we turn this on, can you see the green?
Yep.
This is what the military is currently using.
I feel
And then
bad
you
for
have
both
better
these
grades.
babies on, I'll tell you that.
Can you see okay through
I can
that?
see awesome.
All right. So let's go ahead and we'll shut the lights off.
One more thing I want to kind of ask you guys. You guys get paid? I'll do this for nothing, right?
We're pretty fortunate. Yeah, we're very fortunate. We're very fortunate.
This is
Extremely
Amazing
fortunate.
place to work.